There's this promise we were all raised on. It's almost like a social contract.
Right.
You go to university, you take on the debt,
Yeah.
you spend 4 years reading, and in exchange, you're supposed to get the golden ticket.
Yeah.
The career.
Yeah, but that's not what's happening.
But looking around the labor market right now,
Yeah.
that contract feels broken.
Oh, it doesn't just feel broken, the numbers say it is. I mean, we're looking at a reality where 95% of online certificates are just digital dust collectors. Totally useless.
Wow.
But then you've got this tiny slice, maybe 5%, that are landing people remote roles paying $75, $80, sometimes over $100,000 without the degree.
So it's a signal-to-noise problem.
Exactly. But if you can filter the noise, the opportunities are life-changing.
That is exactly what we are doing today. We are filtering out that noise to find the 7 certifications that actually matter in 2026. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. It is Thursday, February 5th, 2026. If you've been paying attention to the hiring landscape lately, you could feel the shift. The ground has moved. The era of, I studied this theory once, it's effectively over. Companies are panicked and they are demanding proof of skill. They want to know what you can do right now.
Right. It's a total shift from pedigree to capability. Employers are just saying, look, I don't care where you learned it. Just show me you can drive the car.
Today, we're walking through a roadmap. We have 7 distinct paths to explore. We've got route for the math obsessives, routes for people who hate code but really understand human psychology, and routes for the builders. We are going to look at the specific certifications that act as proof in this new economy.
And just a quick heads up for you listening, please do not treat this like a buffet where you have to eat everything.
Right.
This is not about collecting all 7 certificates like they're Pokemon cards. That's just the quickest way to burn out.
Yeah.
It's about finding the one cheat code that fits your personality and unlocking that high income for yourself. Pick one and go deep.
I like that. Let's unpack the first one. This is for the person who wants to be in the room where decisions happen, wants that high-tier salary, but maybe me, doesn't want to spend their life staring at a terminal writing Python. We're calling this the translator.
The translator. This is formally the IBM AI Product Manager Professional Certificate. And you nailed the persona. This is the boss role. It is not about writing the code. It is about designing what the code should actually do.
So if they aren't coding, what is the actual day-to-day value they provide? Because I think people assume if you aren't building the tech, you're just overhead.
That's a super common misconception. But think about the gap between a brilliant engineer and a regular customer. The engineer speaks math, logic, optimization gradients. The customer just speaks, I have a problem and I'm frustrated.
They're speaking 2 completely different languages.
Exactly. The engineer might build the most sophisticated model in the world, but if it solves the wrong problem, it is worthless. The AI product manager is the bridge. They translate the human need into a language the engineer understands.
The source material used the TikTok algorithm as an example here, which I thought was really clarifying.
It's the perfect example. The AI engineering behind TikTok is just complex math. It predicts the probability that you will watch a video. But the AI doesn't know what experience to create. It doesn't know that swiping up feels good. It doesn't know how to balance discovery with comfort so you don't get bored. A product manager designs that entire experience.
They distinguish between what the AI can do versus all the hype.
Precisely. They are the ones saying, no, we can't just use AI to fix that. And the market values this translation skill incredibly highly. I mean, we are looking at a salary range between $100,000 and $180,000.
Wow.
And the commitment is reasonable, about 3 months of study.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
It is almost like engineering requires depth, but this requires breadth and empathy.
It does. And if you want to test if you have that empathy, there's a great practice tip here. You can actually use ChatGPT to simulate this role.
Oh, interesting.
You prompt it to act as a product expert, and then ask it to list the 5 most important AI features for a student study app and explain why.
You're role-playing the strategy.
You're role-playing the logic. If you enjoy figuring out why a student needs a summary feature versus a quiz feature, that is the job.
So in a field that's so dominated by technical prowess, the non-technical person is valuable because, what, is it just communication?
It's empathy and translation, turning abstract user needs into concrete engineering tasks that actually solve a problem.
Okay, let's shift gears. If the product manager is the bridge, this next role is, well, the source calls it the gasoline.
The analyst. Specifically, the Google Data Analytics Certificate.
I love this analogy. If AI is the high-performance car, data is the fuel.
And without it, the car is just a very expensive sculpture. It doesn't move. The data analyst job is taking messy, chaotic numbers and turning them into gold for a business.
When you say messy, what do you mean by that? I think most people assume data just arrives at a company ready to use, like in a perfectly formatted spreadsheet.
Oh, never. That is the biggest lie in tech. Data is dirty. It has mistakes, duplicates, missing fields. It's like a hoarder's house of information. A huge part of this certification, and why Google's course is so good for beginners, is that it focuses on cleaning data.
So it's digital janitorial work before its analysis.
In a way, yeah. But it's very high-stakes janitorial work. You're learning tools like SQL to talk to the databases and Tableau to make beautiful charts. But the core skill is making sure the fuel isn't contaminated.
The source mentioned a specific prompt to practice SQL. It was something like asking AI to write a command for a sales table to find total revenue.
Right, like find total revenue for each product in January 2026. And what's great about that prompt is asking the AI to explain the code line by line. That breaks down the barrier. You see the logic behind the code immediately. It's just English logic wrapped in a specific syntax.
It's interesting that cleaning is emphasized so heavily over the flashy predicting part of analysis. Why is that?
Because garbage in, garbage out, even the most advanced AI models will fail spectacularly if the fuel, the data, is dirty.
Moving on, we have the translator, we have the analyst. Now we need a place for all of this to live. We're stepping into the world of the architect.
The AWS Certified Solutions Architect. The source calls this one the gold mine.
High difficulty, high reward.
Very high on both counts, yeah. This is about designing the house where AI lives on the internet. And when you think about it, the scale is just, it's mind-boggling.
Whoa. Imagine scaling to 1 billion queries. It really makes you pause when you think about the infrastructure required to keep the modern world running.
It is staggering. We aren't just talking about a hard drive here. We are talking about designing systems that can store billions of photos or stream video to millions of people simultaneously without crashing. And this is key, without bankrupting the company.
That financial piece is key, right? Cost management.
Huge. If you leave a server running when no one is using it, you are literally burning cash. An architect designs systems that auto-scale. They get bigger when usage spikes and smaller when it's quiet. It's like breathing.
It sounds incredibly complex.
Yeah.
The salary reflects that up to $181,000. But the difficulty is rated a 9 out of 10.
It is not for the faint of heart. You're dealing with the backbone of the internet. But you can practice this too. You can ask an AI to walk you step by step through setting up an EC2 virtual server. Just walking through that prompt demystifies the cloud a bit.
So for someone listening who is intimidated by that 9 out of 10 difficulty rating, is that barrier to entry actually a good thing?
Absolutely. It's the infrastructure backbone of the internet. High friction to enter means less competition and significantly higher pay.
Now, if you build this house, you have to protect it, especially in 2026.
The Defender.
CompTIA security plus meat.
This is the digital bodyguard.
Right.
And the context here is scary, but also fascinating. As AI gets smarter, hackers are using AI.
It's an arms race.
It is. Hackers are using algorithms to find weaknesses faster than a human ever could. So the Security Plus certification isn't just about installing antivirus software. It's about being a gatekeeper for the whole system.
What does that curriculum look like now?
It covers threat management, spotting these new AI-driven attack types. It covers cryptography, making sure that even if they steal your files, it just looks like gibberish, and compliance following all the international rules.
The gold standard is a heavy term, but it sounds like it really applies here.
It's the table stakes. In cybersecurity, it is very, very hard to even get an interview without this certification. It is your shield.
I was struck by the practice tip here. Asking AI to list security problems a system might have in 2026.
And how to fix them. It forces you to think like the attacker. You know, to catch a thief, you have to think like a thief.
It really feels like this dynamic defenders using AI to fight hackers using AI is the defining story of our decade.
It is a constant game of cat and mouse, which makes this certification a shield for career stability because the threat isn't going away.
We're going to take a very short break. When we come back, we're going to look at the people who keep the geniuses organized, the sales machines, and the final boss of certifications. Mid-roll sponsor, red placeholder. Okay, let's unpack the next layer. We have the builders, the defenders, the analysts, but even a team of geniuses can get totally lost without direction.
Enter the leader.
This is the CAPM Certified Associate in Project Management. Now, I usually hear about the PMP. Why this one?
The PMP is great, but it requires years of documented experience. It's kind of a closed door for beginners. The CAPM is the open door. It covers the same methodology, but it is designed for people who are just starting out.
A glue.
Exactly. The manager is the glue. In an AI project, you have data scientists, engineers, stakeholders, and they all speak different languages. The manager handles the planning, breaking, scary, massive work into small, manageable steps.
And risk management.
Crucial. Predicting slowdowns like, hey, this data is going to be dirty, we need 2 extra weeks to clean it. And communication, explaining to the boss why the AI isn't ready yet, in simple words.
The ROI here seems pretty immediate. The source mentioned a 10 to 20% salary bump, just for being the organized one in the room.
Because companies love organized people, chaos is expensive.
But why is a generic management certification relevant specifically for AI?
Because AI projects are chaotic and expensive by nature, a certified organizer prevents failure regardless of their technical depth.
Next up, we have the sales engine. Now, I have to admit, I still wrestle with the idea of sales. When I hear sales systems, my eyes usually glaze over a little bit. It just sounds dry.
I get that. But stick with me because this one, the Salesforce Certified Administrator, is actually kind of fun.
Fun!
Yes, because of how you learn it. Salesforce has this platform called Trailhead. It is gamified, you earn badges for your LinkedIn, and it's free.
Free is a very good price.
It is. And the role is powerful. You aren't just cold calling. You are managing Einstein AI, their internal intelligence engine. You're setting up the machine that predicts revenue, that automates emails. You control the sales robot.
And for a beginner role, the salary floor is high. $80,000 to start.
Up to $126,000. Because every single company needs sales. If you can't sell, you die.
It seems like this has the lowest barrier to entry of everything we've talked about so far.
It really does. It has the lowest financial barrier because the learning is free, but it has extremely high value because it drives the revenue.
All right. We've arrived. The final one. The source calls this the final boss.
The builder. DeepLearning.AI.
This is the Andrew Ng course.
The legend himself. This is where we separate the users from the creators. Everything else we've discussed involves using tools. This teaches you how to build the AI brain from zero.
We're talking neural networks.
Neural networks, Python, calculus, logic. This is rated a 10 out of 10 for difficulty. It is not a joke.
It's the red pill.
It is. You are looking under the hood of reality. But the reward is, it's future-proofing. When you understand how the engine actually works, how the math learns, you aren't confused when ChatGPT 6 or 7 comes out. You understand the mechanism.
The practice prompt here is intense, too. Write Python code using scikit-learn to predict a house price.
It's real engineering. It is not a simulation.
So given the math, given the difficulty, who is this specific path for?
It's for the builders and inventors who want to create the next ChatGPT, not just use it. It's for the people who want to be at the frontier.
So let's zoom out. What a landscape. We have the translator, IBM, the analyst, Google, the architect, AWS, the defender, Security Plus, the manager, CAPM, the sales admin, Salesforce, and the builder, DeepLearning.AI.
And remember the golden rule. Don't try to do all 7. A certificate is just to start. Real skills are what keep the job.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now?
It means you need to pick one. Just one path that resonates with who you are.
And start today.
Today, spend 30 minutes on the first lesson. Use those prompts we mentioned. Get started.
And don't be afraid to share that journey. Post your learnings on LinkedIn to get attention.
Absolutely. The AI era isn't waiting. Success belongs to those who start today, not someday.
That's a great place to leave it. Thanks for diving in with us.
Always a pleasure.
Catch you next time.